just before the Abarth 500 EV came out, I did a video on it, and I predicted that they would make it with 200 horsepower, maybe a little bit less, and it would be pretty awesome. And there were some pictures of leaked pictures of the car, and it looked awesome. So now it has come out, and it does still look awesome. And I'll put some pictures and some B-roll up. It looks brilliant, and I also think they made the standard 500 EV look brilliant too. I think they hit a sweet spot with that. But I'll start with the good, and then I'll tell you my issue with it. So the standard EV has a 42 kilowatt hour battery, brilliant. 118 horsepower, brilliant. It's a small little car. It has a great range, 140 to 160 miles real world is what you'll actually get with a little bit of heating, a little bit of air conditioning. The Abarth version only has an extra 30 something, 35 horsepower, and it has the same battery range capacity. So I'm a bit shocked they've made it only 30 something horsepower more than the regular 500. If you look at the statistics, the numbers, it's actually slower than the Mini. And I've spent some time with the Mini EV, and it's actually quite nippy, the Mini EV. If you just stop the car, put your foot down, the wheels screech and it speeds away, and it's pretty nippy. And it can do 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6.2 seconds. Which the Abarth is 7 seconds. Abarth 500. So that's a bit of a shame, I reckon. This is the first Abarth 500 that they've released. Abarth have said they're making electric vehicles only from 2024. And this is, I don't think it's a great start. You know, the regular petrol version of the Abarth 500 is loud and sporty, and it pops and farts, and it's kind of a bit in your face. This one is barely quicker than a Nissan Leaf.
30, 60.
I'm pretty sure they're going to make it so that the steering loads up nice and the brakes feel great, and the suspension and the damping is going to be pretty on it. You know, I'm pretty sure they'll make it feel great. But I do think it's a bit too slow. I mean, it's not a slow car, but it's definitely not fast, and it's barely nippy. I would argue it's barely a nippy car. So I can't wait to get behind the wheel and drive one. It looks great. You have to admit, it does look great. Put in the comments what you think. And excuse me, I think the sweet spot is actually with the regular 500 EV. If I had to buy one myself with my money, if I could buy the standard 500 EV or the Abarth, I'd save the huge amount of money, and they can keep their 30 horsepower, and I'd just take the standard Mini EV. It'd be a lot easier to resell, probably hold its value just as well as the Abarth, because it's the electric 500 EV. They are holding their value as it stands now quite well, and they look beautiful. So that's what I think of the Abarth 500. I just think it's a bit too slow. That's all. The Mini Electric, I should point out as well, it's not really a fair comparison. The Mini Electric EV, it is a great car. It drives so well. So they've definitely had the word go-kart in mind when they made that car, because it doesn't feel heavy. And we're always talking about electric cars having a sense of heaviness about them. They sort of linger before they turn. And the Mini just doesn't. It just feels like a go-kart. But it only has, even now, in the 2023 version that they're selling, is they only have a 28.7 kilowatt hour battery. So it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's a bit terrible, actually. I'm kind of keen to know what other people think. You know, not many people are talking about the Abarth 500 EV. So if you're watching this, you're probably interested. Let me know in in the comments what you think about it. If you think that it is too slow, if you think that's just all right. Also, I believe the price is about 43 to 46,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money for a Fiat 500 Abarth. It's a small Fiat. I know it's the Abarth one, but it's it's a Fiat 500 body shell with a battery and a motor on it for 40 odd thousand dollars. That's a huge amount of money. So I I just think that's it's got to be a great car to validate 40 odd thousand dollars. I really do. The charging is a thing that can make a big difference with a car like this. It's sort of in that middle. It hasn't got a terrible range. It's not an amazing range. It's a usable, all right range. But of course, the bigger batteries are getting, the speed in which they can rapid charge needs to go up. That's kind of for me, it's a non-negotiable. So that should be at 150 kilowatt charging or 350. And they can make excuses, but they really should be sticking that sort of charging speed on these sort of cars so that you can rock up with 30%, literally spend 8 or 10, 12 minutes at the charger, and you've doubled your charge or pretty much charged it. There's no real reason why that shouldn't be the case in 2022. But they've only left it with, I think, 80 or 85 kilowatts DC charging. I don't think that's great. So I reckon 85. I've just seen it on the screen. 85. So I think you should save your money. And if you're considering getting one and you've clicked onto this video and you're thinking, just honestly look at the standard 500 EV and maybe get that. Thanks for watching. I do videos every day. And yeah, like the video because that really helps the video on YouTube. So see you in the next video tomorrow. Just quickly before I go, thank you very much to the couple of patrons that give me a couple of dollars every month to support me in making these videos, because without the support and the bit of money that I get from the adverts and from Patreon, I couldn't make these videos. I really couldn't. And this is now what I do for my job every day. I make these videos every day. So thank you very much.